You have just sealed your relationship by giving and the receiving of rings. The roundness of each ring represents the eternity of love. Its pure metal speaks of the purity of love, and its value reminds us that we should defend and protect those which we hold most precious in life. Wear these rings with love and with honour.
Breakfast in bed, I'll bring you coffee with a kiss on your head. I'll take the kids to school, with them goodbye, and I thank my lucky stars for that night. When you looked over your shoulder for a minute, I was stone cold sober. I wanna dance with you right now, and you look as beautiful as ever, and I swear every day you get better. You make me feel this way somehow. I'm so in love with you, and I hope that you know, darling, your love is more than it's beautiful. We've come so far, my dear. Look how we've grown. I wanna grow old with you till we're gray and old.
Particularly important for Phebe and Tim. It's here that Phoebe's parents have been custodians for 39 vintages. It's here that pioneer John Riddick made the first Coonawarra wines in 1896. And it's here that the Coonawarra wine region truly began. I'm also reliably informed that it's here at Wayne's 60th birthday that Tim had his very first appreciation of red wine, resulting in rather more anaesthetic that was needed for the first meeting of Phoebe's family. But we're still here today, so obviously went well. It's also during the bud burst of Wayne and Michelle's 12th vintage that Phoebe was brought back to Katnook as a baby and enjoyed her childhood here amongst the vines. For Phoebe, to bring Tim back to her childhood home to be married is very symbolic. It is on this unique red soil, in this perfect climate, that young cuttings thrive to become the source of world-renowned wine. Wine that is blended and rewarded with careful cellaring, becoming more and more refined as the years go by. By starting their journey here today as a couple, sharing their vows with each other with you all, we'll be celebrating the bud burst of a new vintage, acknowledging with the blending of two families that the many seasons ahead will require commitment and nurturing. Marriage is like one of Katnook's fine wines. If tended properly, it gets better with age. We're here today to share the marriage of two special friends in this glorious part of the world. More than a ceremony, this is a significant moment of celebration and a continuation of the commitment they have shown each other since becoming a couple. The essence of this commitment is the taking of another person in their entirety, as a companion, as a friend. It is therefore a decision which is not entered into lightly, but with great consideration and respect. Being a guest here today, you will feel closer to the couple by being allowed a peek into the innermost thoughts and feelings at this intensely personal moment of their lives. The spark that ignited Phoebe and Tim's life together took a little while to get going. Phebe and Tim first met at a house party, but barely crossed paths. It wasn't until some months later, coincidentally at another house party, I think there's a theme going on here, that they had the opportunity to get to know one another a little better. After a couple of initial dates, Phebe and Tim decided to try and keep things casual, as neither were looking for a relationship to develop. They soon realised, however, that this would be impossible. It soon became evident that they were one and the same in regards to their interests shared, such as a love for brunch and romantic comedies, or rom-coms, where often Tim will be the one to cry. Of course, they both also love the occasional party. Although Phebe and Tim felt their personal traits are quite different, it became very obvious that those nuances balanced each other's personalities, creating a perfect match and an inseparability. In September of 2016, on a trip to Queenstown, New Zealand, Tim decided, with Wayne and Michelle's blessing, that he'd ask Phebe to marry him. What shocked Phebe the most about the proposal was the incredible level of organisation demonstrated to execute such a surprise. As in Phoebe's words, he has none, no organisational skills at all. Needless to say, Phebe was impressed enough to say yes, but also to stand here today. Although marriage is a big occasion, both Phebe and Tim realise that fundamentally their relationship will not change. So today is more a celebration of family and friends coming together, and we all know that Phebe and Tim know how to enjoy a party. But before we get to the party, I'd like to ask Phoebe's mum, Michelle, to come forward and share some personal and heartfelt reflections.
I know they love long. I know they love their families. I know they are committed to each other, to their families and to their friends. I know they love life. I know they like to have fun. I know they are loyal. I know they value everyone here today. I know they have strong work ethics. I know they are looking forward in their life. I know they love the beach. I know they love Noosa. I know they love a good veg day out on the couch. I know they love food and drinks. But most of all, I know they love each other.
Ladies and gentlemen, before I continue, Phebe and Tim would like to acknowledge that they believe any strong, loving and healthy relationship deserves to be recognised and celebrated. It is not so much who you love, but rather how you nurture and treasure that love, which is important. They look forward to the day when all couples in Australia, regardless of gender, share the right and and have the choice to marry in Australia. To continue, I therefore now ask, who brings Phoebe to be married to Tim? You do? We do. Excellent. Now you're sure, Wayne? I wasn't sure.
No, that'd be harder than it was.
Easy by the look. That's all right. Tim, will you repeat after me? I call upon the persons here present
I call upon the persons here present
to witness that I, Timothy Lachlan Fennell,
to witness that I, Timothy Lachlan Fennell, come on, mate, it's not that hard.
We practice this.
One job, One job, Cal.
We practice this. Take you, Phoebe Joy Stebbins,
Take you, Phoebe Joy Stebbins,
to be my lawful wedded wife.
to be my lawful wedded wife.
And your vows.
Right, they're in my pocket. There's mine, Mum. Do you want to hold that or you hold it? I'll hold it. Okay. Phoebe, today marks the day that we become husband and wife, but just another day in our already amazing life together. Okay. Even when you are stressed to the max, to me, you are perfect. Secretly, I love your stress and constant lists, as it saves me the trouble of all the organising. I cherish the small things in life so much more now, as I understand that as we grow old, when I look back on our life together, these will be the things that matter most. I no longer wish for the time to pass to the next event or holiday and just enjoy every day we spend together. Since the day we met, you have provided me the space to grow and learn through both good and bad days. You make me smile when I'm feeling flat and shoot me down when I get ahead of myself. Yet you're always there if called upon. I can't wait to laugh together, cry together, and just generally be awesome together for the rest of our days. You are a truly beautiful person, both inside and out. Yeah, mate. Righto. And crossed. Yep. Yep. Spot on.
And now, Phoebe, if you can repeat after me. I call upon the persons here present
I call upon the persons here present
to witness that I, Phoebe Joy Stebbins,
to witness that I, Phoebe Joy Stebbins,
take you, Timothy Lachlan Fennell,
take you, Timothy Lachlan Fennell,
to be my lawful wedded husband
to be my lawful wedded husband.
and your personal vows.
Not that hard, mate.
You were everything I didn't think I needed and everything I tried not to want, but it turns out that fate was even more stubborn than the two of us. Even though we have some personality differences, you perfectly balance me out in times of stress, so most of the time. You make me laugh when I'm trying to be mad, and your complete lack of organisational skills means that my OCD can run wild. There's no one else I'd rather share 2 meals with when I can't decide what to eat. No one else to tag me in punny jokes. And no one else as patient as you are when I'm taking photos of my food. When anything happens in my day, good or bad, there's no one else I want to tell. The most simple and the most impactful thing you've ever said to me was that every day, all you want is to be happy. I recently heard that the difference between a hero and a victim is that when knocked down, the victim stays down. But through conflict and adversity, the hero gets back up and moves forward. So just like you, my personal hero, I wish to each day, even if knocked down, to always try to be happy so we can move forward together.
Don't look at me. Don't look at me, mate.
Phoebe and Tim, you will now begin your journey, bound by the vows you have just promised each other. Many paths you will take, many dreams you will share, countless summers will pass, and many vintages will come and go. Ladies and gentlemen, it wouldn't be Coonawarra and a wedding here if there wasn't wine in it. And can I say, there's already been enough indication of wine already throughout this ceremony, so it was only most appropriate, with Phoebe's family having such a strong connection to the Australian wine industry, it was only appropriate that we include wine in today's ceremony. And we're now going to move over to the wine barrel. The sharing and tasting of wine made here at Katnook allows us to enjoy this and reflect on the strong foundations, bountiful harvest and living of life to the fullest that is embodied in a marriage. Will Tim's parents, Trevor and Christine, and Phoebe's parents, Wayne and Michelle, please come forward. The wine ceremony. I now invite Trevor and Christine to pour a currant vintage Katnook Cabernet. This wine has big sweet fruit symbolic of the harder times ahead. Blessings of life, the joy of love, the peace of truth, the wisdom and strength of spirit be with you in your marriage now and forever. Family and friends, please share in Phebe and Tim's joy as I undertake the authority invested in me to declare them to be husband and wife. Tim?
We're away. Jesus Christ.
You may now kiss your bride,
Hey,
Tim.
well, you beauty. Cheers to that.
Please give a very warm welcome to Mr. and Mrs. Fidel. So, keeping with the wine-related theme today, next up we're going to be having a sobriety ceremony, and to give you a bit more information about that, I'd like David Ward to come forward, please.
Thanks everybody. I represent the Confrérie de Sable in Australia, which is the confrérie that celebrates champagne through sobriety with a sabre to top off the champagne. And we thought, as we've been friends with Stevensons for a long time, I think a few people go back many years, we thought it'd be great for you to sobrage it. And I'm not sure whether you were told about this, but yeah, if what we'll do is we'll try and do one where they both hold the sabre and the bottle together and knock the top off, and then let's start having a party. So I'll just get my French corkscrew and we'll see how we go.
Got this.
Tears or two. That's right. I'm going to show him the drinks bill. Nah, all seriousness, it's great to see, and on the few occasions I've been out with Tim and Phoebes, the chemistry they've got together and the love and support they've got is what you really need in a wedding, being married. So that's great. I've known Timmy for 20 odd years, and throughout those years we've been messmates from the time we've met. And throughout those years, not only got to know Tim, but his family, and they've always treated me like a second son, and I love them all very much, and it's just been great. So it's great to see that Tim's as happy as he is, and Phoebe and Timmy are gonna look. They're just beautiful together. So it's great to see, and I can't wait to see the kids pop out. And what is it? The hat trick, I heard, which is good. Big night tonight. So that's great. So I just want to toast the newlyweds, and may they have a healthy and happy life together. And cheers to newlyweds. Cheers.
Thanks, Wolfie. And next up, Maid of Honour Tara.
Good evening, everyone. My name's Tara, and I'm Phoebe's Maid of Honour. I actually haven't met most of you before, so I'd like to give you a little bit of a backstory as to how I know Phoebe. Phoebe and I met during the summer of 2008, pushing trolleys around Cotton On Warehouse in Geelong. I very distinctly remember my first impression of Phoebe and thinking to myself, I need to be this girl's friend. Obviously, I was pretty awestruck by Phoebe's natural physical beauty. She managed to rock the sneakers, fluoro top and dusty face look. And unsurprisingly, she's knocked it out of the park today and is the most stunning bride I have ever seen. In the warehouse, Phoebe was such a joyful person, always sharing her positivity in an environment that tended to bring out the bleaker side of people's personalities. She instantly seemed to connect with everyone, always chatting, laughing and sharing stories. But the most striking trait of Phoebe's was her genuineness. Despite what felt like at the time a big age gap, made obvious by Phoebe's use of youthful vocab and prolific usage of emojis, I felt so at ease around her. I find it hard to articulate truly what Phoebe means to me. The best I can do is to express my gratitude for all she has taught me about health, about love, about the world and about myself. She's helped me be a better mother, a more confident individual, a more compassionate partner, as well as giving me the tools to live a longer, healthier and happier life. We both have only 2 brothers, and I think Phoebe shares this sentiment. She's the sister that I don't have. The funny thing about our friendship, though, is apart from those few years working together, we actually don't spend a lot of time together. And I believe that therein proves our strength. We are kindred spirits who share the same values, as well as a desire to live a more authentic, unrefined and virtuous life. Phoebe radiates such positive energy that after every time I see her, I feel invigorated and motivated to live a more wholesome life. She is truly the most inspiring and passionate person I know, to the point where my partner Peter and I have made some significant changes in our life due to Phoebe and in fact also Tim's influence. These two are honestly one of the very few couples I know that share a true and deep love and who have such a high level of understanding and trust for each other that they will be able to embrace every challenge they encounter. I've watched part of the journey that Phoebe's taken to get to this point, and I've seen her grow so much. I've seen the walls she put up to keep love out, and I've watched her try to protect her heart. I remember the day when we were driving through Richmond and she told me she couldn't fall in love with Tim, and I knew at that point it was already too late. I hadn't met Tim yet, but I was overjoyed when she finally let herself fall in love and let herself truly be loved by a man. And her choice in Tim is one of perfection. In my eyes, they are a real power couple. They're the couple you want to be like and the couple that you want to be around. They bring out so many admirable qualities in each other and always show the highest level of respect for each other. They both continue to improve and inspire and motivate me to be the most authentic version of myself. And so I have to be eternally grateful for those hot and dusty warehouse nights where I first encountered this beautiful woman. Phebe and Tim, I wish you both a lifetime full of joy. I cannot wait to share in this weekend of your wedding and the marriage of your lifetime. Can I ask everyone please to raise their glasses and let us toast the bride and groom. To Phebe and Tim.
Thank you, Tara. Okay, so next up is dinner, but just stay seated at your tables for the moment, and I'll come round and we'll organise a nice orderly procession around to grab food. Next up is Tim's dad, Flash.
Beautiful. First of all, Phoebe, you looked absolutely stunning today. You're absolutely beautiful. Also to Michelle and Wayne, thank you for this glorious venue and what a great effort. This is absolutely stunning and magnificent. Also to all the staff who are working hard behind the scenes there, thank you for making this all possible as well. Also thank you for everyone for coming. It's a great honour for me to be standing here today. Tim and myself have got an unbelievable relationship. Hang on, I've got to start. Thank you, Christine, for bringing him up the way you have and nurturing him along the way and making him the sort of person he is today. Tim, what can I say? Gaddy, I can't. From very young at age, we've had a great friendship, Tim, and great mates. From under 7s or under 10s football, going over to Darley and Bacchus Marsh and picking up on a Sunday morning after being a little bit hungover myself on the Saturday night and driving all the way to Darley and telling me that you're not rostered on this week. So it all started from that, not playing this week, so that was good. And later on with the golf, at Kilmore Golf Course and Box Hill with Wolfie and dragging me through the rain and the bloody snow and trying to get me to shout his beers at 15 years of age. And, but then probably the biggest surprise of my life when Tim was about 16, he left school and said, "Dad, can you get me a job at Woolworths?" I said, "Yep, no worries." Within about 2 months, I had Wolfie along with the tagging along for the ride too. So we had some more memorable days in my old yellow HZ yellow Peril Holden, which was probably had about, I don't know, 15, 16 inches of dust in the back, which Wolfie used to collect every time he used to get in the back seat every day. And we used to stay at Wolfie's house on the way home and listen to Kerry Cookham's give her favourite horoscope numbers. And especially our favourite numbers when she said your favourite 6 numbers are 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 and 1. I'm going, how the hell we done a win test lot over those 6? And then probably the biggest surprise when Tim said one day, he said, "Dad, you've got to take me down to manpower in the city. I'm joining the army." I said, "Have a look at you, 110 kilos." I said, you won't even pass it." I said, "You had, I think, 8 or 9 cheeseburgers and 3 chicken burgers every night on the way home from work. You can't get in the army." So we go down to Victoria Barracks in St Kilda Road there, and I'm waiting in the car, and Tim said, "I'm going to do the beep test." I said, "I've got an hourglass here, you don't do it." And he comes out and he said, "You wouldn't believe it, Dad, I passed." I've gone, "What?" Even the standards dropped. So within a couple of weeks, Tim's, I'll drive him down to manpower in the city, and Tim's off to Kapooka. Anyhow, about 40 days later, I'll drive up to Kapooka, and I'll have my late mum with me at the stage, and I've gone, "He's done a runner. I can't see him out there anywhere, Mum. He's gone." I said, "He's something's happened overnight. He's not there. Anyhow, they do their passing out parade, and we go into the captain's mess, and his Tim is about, 30 kilos lighter, short hair, and I'm going, my God, have a look at you. You've become a man, and then later on, to serve over in Afghanistan, it's probably the hardest 6 months I've had in my life, and I've never heard from him, because excuse me. I talk to Tim every day, probably 3 or 4 times, and for those 6 months it was bloody heart-wrenching for me, and probably obviously for Christine, and that we never even got to see him, and the day he come off the aeroplane at Tullamarine Airport, and we were all wearing his clothes that he sent over from. We're at the airport in his lacrosse polos and his jumpers and everything like that, because he was good enough to, on his way home, to send all these clothes over. So Wolfie and myself, as the good blokes we are, well, we thought they fitted perfectly. So we were using them for about a couple of months. So we thought the right thing to do was meet him at the airport with them on, So, and we also told him a bit of a story that Wolfie and myself were living in a place on Afton Street, right on the Maribyrnong River, that we actually had a rowboat, and we used to row from Afton Street to the Anglers Tavern every night and have a few beers. So when Tim was coming home, Wolfie and myself tried high and high hell to get a bloody rowboat, and we couldn't. Essendon Row Club they wouldn't give us, under any circumstances, would they give us a rowboat. But to see you here today, Tim, and marrying Phoebe, and I know what a difference she's made to your life, all for the right reasons. You're marrying into a great family, and I couldn't be proud of your son, Tim. And all the best for the future. I'm sure you'll have a long and happy life. Thank you.
All right, next up, father of the bride, Wayne.
How's that? So, firstly, on behalf of Michelle, I'd like to thank everybody for joining us for the ceremony and celebration this evening. I'd like to thank everybody that's travelled, Todd especially, all the way from Auckland, and as MC tonight. Thank you very much. Mind you, Phebe said he didn't have any choice, but that's his one. There's Michelle's brother lives and family is in Tasmania. Where's Brett? The boys are over there. Great job helping Michelle this week as well. And that probably should be the biggest thanks. Michelle has worked tirelessly this week. With Todd, I should also add. Drew threw in this morning and polished up a few cars and helped us knock back a few beers last night as well. So, so I think it's supposed to be my duty to tell you, what a wonderful daughter Phoebe is and what she's done and all her achievements. But you guys will probably spend more time with her and can tell me more about Phoebe, more than I need to know sometimes, I think. So I won't dwell too much on that, but I can. I'm sure Michelle will agree with me. There are things that we don't miss about having Phoebe home. Just a few, Phoebe's, as you all know, wonderful, friendly, all that sort of stuff. She can be the most exasperating person. She's the untidiest person, Tim. I'm sure you've seen that. We always know when Phoebe's home, there's a heap of shit at the front door and then all the way to her room, and it's still there after she leaves, and then we have to send it back to her. And she thinks she's organised. What else? As you know, Phoebe's gone on for a second degree, which is actually as a result of the first degree, which is a health science degree. Probably the most useless degree in the world. In fact, apart from an arts degree, but apart from that. But as we know, it did get her interested in health science and health and nutrition and all sorts of things. Naturopathy, thank you, Phoebe. And of course, along with that, like many people in this room, you know how much advice she's given yourselves. Let me tell you, it's tenfold from this side. Tenfold. Michelle, in fact, we have in fact changed our diet. Phoebe's changed a lot of people's lives, and certainly our lives. She thinks it's going to be for a long time, but I keep telling her we're only here for a short time, so we've got to make it big while we're here. But as you all know, Phoebe can be very inclusive in whatever she does, whether it's family or friends. You know, Bonnie mentioned earlier on that there's now a tri sort of mob in the Stebbins Row family, and as you know, Phoebe's a little bit competitive. You should join the First Cousins if you reckon Phoebe's a little bit competitive. But what she has done is managed to talk other people into it as well, and I think we should thank Phoebe into talking Michelle and I into also doing a couple of triathlons last year. And I know we're not regretting it just yet, but hopefully the knees and joints will last a little bit longer yet. So. And we thank you for that. I'm sure with my lifestyle and Michelle's love of cheese and wine, we'll get there. A little less meat, and but it's all, I think, all good. Where are we up to? We're getting there. Then along came Tim. Now, I'd like to think Tim probably likes to think he was the first boyfriend, but there was a few boys that I'd met along the way. Should have told this joke tomorrow. She got all excited about meeting this man and said, "Dad, you've got to meet my new man." And they've been going out for a while now, so it was about, 2013, 14. So we all agreed that to meet in Melbourne. Memorable dinner. Phoebe, do you remember? So I was doing some business over there. We agreed to meet at a hotel for dinner. So Phoebe brings up, the first thing she does, and this might surprise you as well, sorry, we're running a bit late. That's another thing we don't miss about you. And she went, but it's okay. Tim's pretty nervous about meeting you, and he's had a few beers with his dad, and he's not travelling that well. And I went, well, that's okay. I'd heard a little bit about him, despite all the favourable comments we'd heard from the First Cousins and rave reviews. Against all the good reports, I still had a few reservations, He was a bit older. I could work with that. I'm a little bit older than Michelle, Bit of a checkered past, I'd heard, there's a bit of baggage. And I'm thinking, this doesn't sound all that good. So, despite everybody else, so I thought, no, look, I don't think I can deal with this. I might just, Phoebe's too young, got too much to offer, obviously. Well, so I thought, what I'll do at the appropriate time, I'll just pass on to Tim. Sorry, mate, not going to fly. Suggest you move on. So Tim and Phoebe finally arrives, and in walks Tim, and you've all seen Tim in a T-shirt. It's like, whoa. If this gets to an arm wrestle, I might not travel too well here. So we sit down and we're chatting, and we've had a good old meal. I've had a half a bottle of wine. Tim's had 7 stubbies. Phoebe's decided she's a bit nervous. Says, now, Dad, I'm off to the loo. You and Tim have a good old chat. And I went, right, here's my opportunity. So Phoebe goes off. It's like, where do we start? So I said, Tim, you mentioned something about PT, and he went, yeah. I said, how far did you go with that? He went, all the way. And I went, all the way? He went, yep. Made it through SAS, and I was a physical trainer. And I went, SAS? So this arm wrestle's looking really bad on my side. So we had a bit of a chat about that, and I said, so did you serve? He said, yep, Afghanistan. I was like, whoa. So I put my hand out and said, mate, I admire anybody who represents their country. I love my daughter to bits. And I probably won't win this arm wrestle. But you better look after her. So it's fair to say Tim has become very much a part of our family. And as proud as we are of Phoebe and what a beautiful daughter she's turned into, we welcome Tim into our family and his family as well. So Tim and Phoebe, thank you, and we look forward to many years. And by the way, Tim hits a fair golf ball. I'm looking forward for lots of lessons. There's a lot of things that I do reasonably well, and most of them better than Tim. But, water skiing, might be a couple other things. He does run pretty well, but boy, he hits a golf ball. So I'm looking forward to lots of golf games on the course. You can take me and young Lockie out there and we can play a few games. So, Tim, welcome to the family. Todd and Drew, I reckon, have gained a great brother. Phoebe, you've got a great husband. And Michelle and I are very proud of the way it's all turned out. Thank you very much.
All right, last but not least, the groom, Tim.
Okie dokie. Well, Phoebe said for ages that you better write some notes. Like, be prepared. So you come on, love, give us a spell. So I just got the old name tag before. Jotted a couple of things down just to keep her happy. Now we're married. She's the boss, apparently. So we'll see where we go, eh? Anyway, first of all, thanks everyone for coming. I understand that Penola is in the middle of virtually nowhere. So a lot of people that... Wow, it is. It is in nowhere, and that's in the middle. Anyway, I understand it. It's a big effort, especially with today, tomorrow. People have travelled, accommodation, all that sort of stuff. So it means a lot to Phoebe and myself that this many people have made the effort. I've got some mates. Where's Quinny? Quinny's here. Come from Queensland. Big effort, pal. Don't have to fly down. I think you missed your flight by 3 hours, so that was pretty good. Hire a car, probably cost you about $1,000 for that. Get over here. So make sure you drink up and get your money's worth, pal. Also, I just want to acknowledge a couple of my mates that are here, old mates. I don't catch up as much as I should have. But when we do, it's like you pick up where you left off. Chrissy Coleman, bloke I've known for 30 years. He's here today. I went to primary school with him. I think when I first met him, we had a bit of a scuffle, a bit of a punch on. I probably flogged him, and then we became mates. So, and there's a few people I want to thank. Vicky and Jim, Rowe. Without you, I don't know if you know it or not, but to Phoebe and myself, you're a massive support, especially in Melbourne, because obviously Wayne and Michelle live over here. You include us in everything, all the family dinners, birthdays, etc. Same as Lockie, you welcome us with open arms all the time. Because really, without Wayne and Michelle there, Phoebe really doesn't have any family, so obviously apart from mine. But and we appreciate it, we really do, we probably don't thank you enough, but and all her kids and their partners, we've become quite close, and it means a lot to us, it really does. Where's Googs? Yeah, give him a clap, go on. Googs, thanks mate, you're a superstar. Looking mint today, you look all right today, you've done all right. I can't say too much, and my sister would be weird, wouldn't it? But no, you've scrubbed up a treat. But you're my oldest friend. You really are. Been through shit together, but to have you part of the bridal party with Phoebe means everything to me. It really does. I won't cry. I've almost dehydrated. I've cried that much. It's fucking disgraceful. Turn the aircon off. The eyes are starting to get a bit weird. Wayne and Michelle, Where do I start? You accepted me for who I am. Like Wayne said, he had his reservations, which is fair enough, you know. Tattoos, look like a riffraff, bit of a dickhead, that's fine. I do remember when I met Michelle for the first time, I was pissed as I was blind, you know. Been in the footy all day, and then I was that pissed I had snail for starters, so they fed me that shit, and I ate it, so I was very drunk. But honestly, you've accepted me who I am, and I love you guys, I really do, I really do. I love your daughter, and you do a lot for us. We enjoy family holidays, all that sort of stuff. That's enough for that, Karen. I can keep going. Wayne wants me. He said, "Keep saying heaps of shit about me." You know, everyone. I said, "That's enough, pal." Anyway, I want to thank Mum and Dad, Mum and Jez, Dad and Tish for helping out in the wedding where you could, and also sorry to Wayne and Michelle, because obviously without you guys this isn't possible. It's a pretty good gig, isn't it? And the best thing is, it's only just starting to get fair dinkum. We've got another day to go. How good's that? So you only wind up tomorrow, you're hungover, you're pissed again real fast. It's grouse. But so thanks for putting this on. I can honestly say I never imagined that I'd be standing there doing this in an area like this with a lady like that. So I feel very lucky. Who else do I have to thank? I wrote a couple of things down here. I actually wrote initials and I can't really remember what the initials are. I ran out of room. No, okay, so Mum and Dad, I am who I am because of you guys. What I think you've taught me a lot. I cry because of you, Mumsy, there's no doubt. I used to watch bloody Beaches and Stepmom and movies like that, you know. I'd cry and she'd say, hey, it's grouse, let's hang out and watch a movie, let's have another cry and shit. Now, that's why I've got tattoos, to try and think I'm tough, you know. And the old boy, there's no doubt, you taught me there's one thing, and I love and I always will, and that's how to have a crack. Have a good time, get on the froths, and have a real good party. And I tell you what, you're the king, you still are. Ordinary dancer, but yeah. Apart from that, you go all right. And there's also another fella here that I want to thank, and I will get sad. Okay. I can't believe there's any tears left for starters. I don't know where they kept coming from. Like the Tear Factory. He's the nicest bloke I've ever met. He really is. I'm good. No, he is. He's the nicest bloke. And you know what? There's hardly anyone in this room that knows him. But that's Jezza. Mate. Honestly, mate, you're the best bloke I've ever met. You really are. The nicest bloke. And you're just a dad to me. You really are. So thanks. I won't say any more because I'll lose me shit, so we'll just let it roll. And I better thank Phoebe because I've married her, in case you didn't notice. So, to Phoebe, honestly, I'm a better person since I met you. And I don't believe when people say, since you've been with her, you've changed. I think that's bullshit. You change when you're ready to change, and you find someone at the right time, and it just sort of all goes together and happens. Honestly, I enjoy every day I'm with you. Even if it's a shit day, it's a better day to be with you than be by myself. I'll lose it in a sec. So. But honestly, today is the best day of my life. There's no doubt. It's the best day of my life. And I know the rest of our life will be amazing because it has been since I met you. Every day. The shit days are good. So imagine how good the good days are. So everyone, I hope you have a good time for the next 2 days. And Dad said hook in, you may as well. Because Wayne knows it's on his tab, so let's have a crack, eh? So let's get a bit of disco dancing later. We'll have a bit of a crack. And everyone, thanks for coming, eh? Cheers.
You know that I could use somebody. You know that I could use somebody. Someone like you, and all you know, and how you speak. Countless lovers on the cover of the street. You know that I could use somebody. You know that I could use somebody. Someone like you.
Nice, Vinny, well done.
Left behind, suitcase of memories. Time after sometimes you picture me. I'm walking too far ahead. You're calling to me. I can't hear what you say. Then you say you're so left far behind. The drum beats out of time. If you're lost and you look and you will find me. Time after time. If you fall, I will catch you. I'll be waiting. Time after time. After my kitchen days, darkness was turned to grey. I'm watching through windows, wondering if I'm okay. The secrets stolen from deep inside. The drum beats out of time. If you're lost and you look and you will find me. Time after time. If you fall, I will catch you. I'll be waiting.
You look so beautiful, Phoebe. You've made the most perfect bride. I love you so much. Congratulations. And Tim, you too. You look stunning. You did an amazing speech. We love you. Hi guys. We love you to bits. Happy life.
We love you guys. Mwah.
Well, being the groom's grandmother, I can't say any more except they are so well suited, and I wish you all the very best.
I'm not good at getting put on the spot, but those two are bloody champions, yeah. Good to have Tim in the family. He's pretty pissed weak, but, you know, yeah, he's alright. I'll take him to the gym and toughen him up, I suppose, eventually, and, yeah, I'll teach him how to fucking... Yeah, I'll help with his uni work and stuff, his studies. He has a hard time with that because he's not all there. And I helped Phoebe all through her schooling, 8 years uni. I pretty much did every single one of her assignments. What else? Yeah, I love those two. Love hanging around, having them around there. Yeah, they're good.
I just want to thank everyone, and I hope you're having an amazing night. You've all made my night so special, so thank you.
Good luck, all the best. Congratulations, wish you all the happiness. All that kind of stuff. Is there anything you would like to say to either Phoebe or Tim?
Oh, I love them to bits. I love them and I can't wait for it to meet their children.
Yes, I would. It's been a fantastic night, Phoebes and Tim, and all I can say is all the very, very best.
Beautiful.
Oh, I love you both. Gorgeous day. Love you.
I'd like to say thank you for coming. It means a lot. It's been a great day so far. We've got another day and a half to go. But to everyone that made the effort to come here and celebrate with us today, closest friends and family, people we see often and not very often at all, it really does mean a lot. So for everyone that's made the effort, thank you and enjoy.